Hi there, these comments are for M, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at OTC, OnlineTOEFLCourse.com. You're one of my speaking and writing bootcamp course students and you just completed your very first integrated writing task. And I have the actual rubrics right here that I'm going to use to grade your practice test. Okay, so let's take a look at what you did here. Let me take a look at the practice test, see what we have. I'm going to read the whole thing right now. Okay, hold on, make sure I'm sharing the right screen. Okay, here we go. So we have, in the lecture casts doubt in the idea that all businesses hoping to succeed should arrange all meetings and have employees read all training material and reports, as well as bypass the stages of the writing process, which is supported in the reading passage. So there's your introduction, right? And now we're getting into, it looks like, the first, second, and the third reading and listening points. So the author of the reading passage states that employees should attend all meetings because it's an effective way to discuss controversial issues and keep employees up to date with the necessary technology. And I like your use of the word however here. And one thing I really like how in each paragraph you have a different word there to show the contrast. So that's showing some good range of vocabulary. You say the lecturer contradicts this point by arguing that internal meetings can be unproductive if they are longer than 60 to 90 minutes, or the speaker focus on introductory material. You can say, or if the speakers focus on introductory material. The lecturer suggests that employees should be allowed to politely decline the invites for meetings, leave me if they continue longer than 60 minutes, or use other effective ways to communicate. Now, I like here, they should be allowed to, so you have to decline, to leave, and you have to communicate. No, to use. So, and that's parallel, decline, leave, and use. Let me scroll it up a little bit more. Okay, we'll get the next part of it. Another point the author makes in the reading passage is that employees should read supplementary reading materials in their entirety in order to effectively perform their jobs. On the contrary, this point is challenged by the lecturer's position that reading the full text of documents is not always necessary because sometimes employees need only a couple of months to illustrate the major point. The lecturer recommends that employees should skip irrelevant parts to quickly go through materials. Finally, it is maintained in the reading passage that employees should write reports or proposals all at once without separating the steps in the writing process. In contrast, this point is strongly rebutted by the lecturer's claim that dividing steps in the writing process help employees write more easily and quickly. So the reading says employees should first compose an outline in an order, then draft the document knowing that it's imperfect, and finally revise in order to write in a timely and accurate manner. Okay, so what I like about it is I like your structure. You have a very nice, I kind of call it, it's kind of a compare and contrast structure. So your introduction states the main point of the reading and the listening. Then in each body paragraph, basically, in each of these body paragraphs, for example, in the second paragraph, you have point number 1 from the reading and the listening. And then in the second body paragraph, you have point number 2 from the reading and the listening. And then in the third body paragraph, you have point number 3. So it's pretty easy to keep track of what's going on. And what really makes it easy, I think, is those signal words. You use the word however to show how the lecture differs. And even by using the word contradicts, and then you have, in the next paragraph, you have on the contrary. Then you say this point is challenged by the lecturer. And then in the last one, you have in contrast, this point is strongly rebutted by. So this is very, very strong writing. Wow. Now, what does that mean? Let's go in, let's take a look at the actual. Let's take a look at the IBT rubrics here. And I'm going to share the screen here. Let's see what we have. And the best way to explain what you did here is the integrated writing task, and you are a match made in heaven. You absolutely love this type of writing for some reason. I know that you've struggled more on the independent writing task, but let's take a look at the requirements here for a 5, right? So first of all, it says, a response at this level successfully selects the important information from the lecture and coherently and accurately presents this information in relation to the relevant information in the reading. And you did that. This is good. The response is well organized, and occasional language errors that are present do not result in an inaccurate or imprecise presentation of content or connections. Yes. So what can we say about your writing? This is exactly what I can say about it right here. This is very strong for you. So this is what you want to do every time you do the integrated writing practice test on the TOEFL, is keep the organization exactly like you did it, put the transition words in each paragraph to show the contrast, and then balance each paragraph with roughly half of the paragraph focusing on the reading and the other half of the paragraph focusing on the listening passage. You just scored a 5.5 out of 5, or 30 points out of 30. Yes. And that's why it is a privilege to have you in my TOEFL Writing Bootcamp course. I don't see this type of writing a lot. And you did an excellent job in responding to that writing task.